All right, what's going on, beautiful people? It's the North Shore 9 post-game show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm Tyler. With me is Ryan. Ryan, how are we doing today on this beautiful Saturday?
It's good. It's good, except for we have to talk about this Pirates team.
Yeah, I mean, I could have been outside mowing the lawn, smoking meats, playing on the grill, doing anything else, anything other than watching this team.
Anything else. Hey, I got my Guinness. We're doing a post-game show, so we have our health at least, Tyler.
We do.
And our beer.
Maybe not for long if this team keeps playing like this. Before we get into it, let me tell you guys about BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're on to the NBA and NHL playoffs, and BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here. Ryan, I don't think the game really started much for the Pirates. Actually, it was over before it even started. The Phillies jumped on them pretty much immediately today. No offense on the top of the first, and then the Phillies were on the board before you could blink your eyes. And that's pretty much where this thing ended.
Yeah, it was look, the Phillies, Zack Wheeler's on the mound. It's just a bad matchup for the Pirates. Like, the Phillies have the pitching to match any of the pitching the Pirates have, and they have a really good lineup, and the Pirates do not have a good lineup. So it's a bad matchup from the start. Wheeler was on tonight, which he's pretty much on all season. He gave up 3 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, no runs. It's just more of the same, Tyler, with this offense. And we'll get into, I'm sure, Carmen Mlodzinski, but I don't know. Do you want to start with the offense? Just it's just they're so bad.
Yeah, what offense?
Exactly.
But in all reality, we did have some new faces in the lineup today. Spencer Horwitz makes his return from the IL. Oneil Cruz gets a start in the lineup. Nick Solak comes up. I think it's the second game with the Pirates, maybe third. I don't know. Jim can probably tell. Yeah, Jim can tell you everything about his life. But Solak's up here. A few different faces. Cruz first start since last Saturday.
Yeah.
Same results, Ryan. Same results.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk to you about that too with Cruz. I mean, obviously, like you said, he hasn't played. I think he pinch hit the other night, but this was his first starting action in a while. Like you said, over a week. 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. I don't want to say he looks like he's out running. They're running him out there hurt, but that wasn't an encouraging sign tonight from him. And just. Yeah, Nick Solak 0 for 3. Spencer Horwitz comes up. He had a couple ground outs, only had 2 at bats because we pinch hit for him in the 7th because he's a platoon bat. And that was the first baseman. That was our big acquisition from the lineup this offseason was Spencer Horwitz, who pretty much can't hit lefties. So we pinch hit for him in the 7th against a lefty. And yeah, Bryan Reynolds hit a home run in the 9th, which was the only offense for the Buccos today, and avoided the shutout. It would have been their 8th shutout of the season. So they avoided that. But I don't know. What'd you think from Cruz overall? Like, do you think he's still hurt? Do you just the timing is off? What is up?
0 for 4 today, 3 strikeouts. Him and McCutchen both. The top of the lineup wasn't very good. 0 for 7 in total from both of them, with 6 strikeouts from Cruz and McCutchen. That's your 1-2 today. That's pretty much a recipe for disaster right off the bat. Cruz today, not good at bats. I do think there's something a little more to him right now. I wouldn't be shocked if we do get an IL stint soon, especially with that 9th inning at bat we saw. It looked like he tweaked something there.
Yeah.
Let's not mess with it.
He was upset about the check swing, but yeah, it just
Before that, though, he looked a little bit like tender or just. I guess we'll see what happens with it, but today, not a good outing. I think lately before the injury, he was struggling. The strikeout rate was starting to creep up there. I still like some of the at bats. I thought he was getting rung up on some kind of crappy calls there for a little while, but today, not good. Saw him swinging a bunch of junk. He had a pretty rough day. Everybody had a rough day.
Yeah, and it's a shame because if he is injured and he's playing hurt, or we see an IL stint, he was pretty much the Pirates' offense. Like if Cruz didn't drive somebody in, or he didn't hit a leadoff home run, the Pirates weren't scoring many runs. And speaking of not scoring many runs, Tyler, so I got some stats here. So obviously we know about this is now 22 straight games that they've scored less than 5 runs. So 4 runs or less, 22 straight games. This isn't like, some of these teams you get into these streaks and like they're fluky, like things are like the Twins. I think right now just won 13 straight games. Like, are the Twins the best team in the league? No. Are they going to win every game? Probably not. It's a 13-game winning streak is fluky. This streak is not fluky. So the Pirates just dropped another game. They go to 15-31. They've played 46 games this year, Tyler. 46 games. They have scored less than 5 runs in 40 games this season. 40 out of 46. They've only scored more than 4 runs in 6 games this season. That is pathetic. This isn't a fluke. This is who they are. They're bad. This is what they put together in year 6 for this offense. And they're horrible. And yes, Spencer Horwitz is back. We don't know what he's going to look like. He was a wild card coming into this season because he just didn't have the track record. He gets the wrist injury, wrist surgery. So we don't know, is that going to fully sap his power? What are we going to see from him? He's apparently not going to play at all against left-handers from the way it looks today, where they pinch hit him. It's just this offense sucks. I'm running out of ways to say it. I only do 2 of these a week, pretty much 1 or 2, and it's the same story. They've only scored 40 out of 46 games. They've scored less than 5 runs.
That's pathetic.
It's pathetic.
That's
just hard stop. Pathetic.
That's as bad as it gets. It can't get much worse than that. I mean, even rolling into the day, 4 hits, 2 of them come from Bryan Reynolds, who has been just historically bad for Bryan Reynolds standards.
Yeah.
And I guess it looks like he's starting to maybe climb his way out of it. Hopefully, if we base it on today, he had some good at bats, but everyone else, 11 strikeouts. Zack Wheeler had him just diced up all day. They didn't have a runner in scoring position all day.
No. Right?
At least till 9th inning when Reynolds homered, nobody even got to second base, I don't think.
Yeah, Hayes had his every other day single.
And I don't even think they advanced their runner today.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. It's bad. And I get it. Like Zack Wheeler's a good pitcher, but they also make pitchers that aren't Zack Wheeler look great. So it's just, this is who they are. There's no, if this isn't some fluky streak of 22 games, this has been all season pretty much. And okay, you got Horwitz back. We'll see what he does. Hopefully Nick Gonzalez is coming back very soon here. But it's just, if Cruz is out or he's banged up, it's going to be a struggle for him. And yeah, B-Ray, hopefully he continues to come out of it. But it's just, I'm running out of ways to say that they're just a pathetic offense. And there's no saving it. Like Horwitz and Gonzalez, they're going to come back. But like you said, they brought up Gorski, they brought up Solak. That they're just recycling deck chairs on the Titanic. It's it's bad.
There's nothing else either that can be coming to help. There's no impactful talent that is on the way that you can look forward to.
Connor Griffin is not coming up anytime soon.
Yeah, he's Tamar Johnson's right. Tamar Johnson. There's no saviors coming here. Yeah, you get Gonzalez back. Horwitz is back now. Even if they play to their average potential, you still have 4 guys in the lineup a lot of times that aren't going to give you competitive at bats, and right now there's like 6 guys in the lineup that aren't giving competitive at bats. It's bad.
It's bad. And like power, the Guardians, I sent this to the group chat. The Guardians have this guy, Schneeman or something. He's got 6 home runs on the year. He was a 33rd, round pick. He's got more home runs than every Pirate but Oneil Cruz. And he's a nobody. He was a 28-year-old guy in his second year in the major leagues. The other organizations find these guys in their system or they pull them off the scrap heap. But the Pirates Ben Cherington can't get out of his own way. He just can't find anybody to provide any power or provide anything. I mean, like Jim said, this team might have 3 guys that hit 6 home runs by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like it's so bad. And I don't know how historically the 40 out of 46 games is where they've scored under 5 runs. Maybe if I get bored one day, I'll start looking this up, but it's gotta be, I mean, that's historically, that's bad. It's so bad.
So I guess we can touch a little bit on the Spencer Horwitz return. He goes 0 for 2 today. You mentioned it, kind of a foreshadowing of events here by the Pirates. That maybe he doesn't play much against lefties if he's getting pinch hit for Canario in a 5-0 game in his first game back.
Right, after 2 at-bats.
Right. So I guess just to add on to your point, we'll see what happens here, because we talked about it on NS9 Live. We thought he might be an everyday player, and that's how they're going to treat him. It seemed like that's what they acquired him to do. We'll see what happens there. His return was today. He made a nice defensive play to throw out Bryce Harper at the plate. Moved pretty well to second base, made a nice throw. Offensively, he did what everyone else did today. Grounded out. I think they had, how many ground outs today? A silly amount. It would be...
So they had a good amount of strikeouts, but...
9... At least 9 ground outs today. Maybe not as many as I wanted, but or as I thought. I guess 11 strikeouts, 9 ground outs.
11 strikeouts, yeah.
Whew. But
yeah,
either way, Spencer Horwitz is back, so maybe he'll provide some sort of something.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have an actual first baseman, I guess, over at first base. So, like, we have that at least going for us. But, I mean, at this point, like I said, he was a wild card coming into the season just because of the lack of the track record, and he's coming to the Pirates, who everybody just always seems to perform worse with the Buccos in the lineup. And then he has that injury. He has the surgery. He's out. He didn't perform very well in his rehab stint, which he had a decent, a decent bit of run in that rehab start. I think he went the full 20 days or whatever it was. And he just had 2 kind of, weak ground outs tonight. I don't know what to expect from him. Like, I mean, it's just, he's a complete wild card at this point, because coming off that injury, we've seen wrist injuries sap that power. And this Horwitz was going to be hopefully one of the sources of power that this team was going to bank on this year. And I would not be surprised if we don't see very much of it. And look, it was his first game in the majors, his first, seeing live major league pitching this year, besides when he was in the minors. But I don't know. We'll see what happens to him. But at this point, I mean, he's a question mark. Just like, I mean, I wouldn't nobody else is really a question mark, because they're just bad. So, I mean, I guess at least, play him and we'll see what he does. But I don't know at this point.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's like the only positive here, is that he at least has some sort of upside with him, where he could be an above average Major League Baseball player. Everything else we've seen thrown at first base right now will not be. So we'll see what happens with Spencer Horwitz today. Nothing at the plate. Nobody else did anyhow, but we'll see what happens with him. Want to talk about Carmen Mlodzinski?
Oh, sure. Let's do that.
3 2/3 innings. Closed the book on him with 4 earned runs. Up until the point where he was taken out of the game, and Joey Wentz gave up 2 of the inherited runners to tack onto the Mlodzinski line there. Up until he was pulled, though, Mlodzinski's kind of kept him in it a little bit. If he gets that third, he went 3 1/3. Sorry, but if he's able to get through that 3rd inning there, like it's a respectable outing. But Joey Wentz came in and got lit up.
lit the ports of
Regardless
gasoline
of
on the
that,
fire.
right? Regardless of that, Mlodzinski looked awful today.
Yeah. Yeah, seven hits and 3 and a third inning. Like they were just hit. I mean, there seemed so many of those hits were just falling in that left field corner, and it just they the Phillies are a good offense, and Carmen Mlodzinski's a reliever. And look, I know Carmen Mlodzinski had a nice start last time out, but that was one start out of 9 this season where he actually went deeper, deep than 5 innings and threw, I think it was 5 2/3 shutout innings last time out. It was 1 out of 9 starts. And it's not like the Pirates don't have any pitching at AAA. It seems obvious to everybody else. Like, what are we still doing with this? And what was it? 6. I had this stat somewhere now. I lost. Okay. 6 out of his 9 starts now, he's failed to go 5. And it's just, look, it's not good enough. Plus the fact that he's a plus in the bullpen. You have pitching at AAA. And he, on starts like this where he can't even get out of the 4th inning, then you have to go to your bullpen early, and you're just shredding the bullpen for the next, couple days. So it's a negative all around. Like, can we stop the Carmen Mlodzinski starting experiment? Like, he's not a starter.
Yeah, and he's also just adding way more work for you with your Pirates bullpen
charting. Right.
Because every time he starts, you have to update like 7 people.
Right. Joey Wentz just pitched 20-some pitches yesterday. He comes out today, like you said. He pours the gasoline right on the fire, gives up some inherited runners. And then you got to go to the rest of the bullpen. Ferguson, Rainey, Sugar. So now you pitched another 4 arms. And it's just, dude, just move him to the bullpen. Add a positive to the bullpen. Call one of these pitchers up. I don't care if you want to wait for Bubba. Call Bubba up or call somebody else. Whatever. Just stop this.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And he was ridiculously inefficient today. Like it
was bad. Yeah,
you could tell right off the bat he wasn't even going to get 4 innings. It was bad. Right out the gate, he gives up a little dribbler, the Trey Turner, and just the floodgates open immediately after that. And it's obvious to everyone, Ryan, that Carmen Mlodzinski is not a starting pitcher. Everyone and their mother can see it. It's not a question. He doesn't have an out pitch. He's not a swing and miss guy, really. He doesn't have great command. He failed in Double-A as a starter. This isn't like a Clay Holmes situation where he became a different pitcher in the bullpen. Right. Carmen Mlodzinski's the same guy he's always been.
Right.
He's not any different here as a starter. He's an effective reliever. That's what he is.
Yeah, his pitch mix, his skill set, it's all set up to be a reliever.
Yeah.
And I get it. The guy wanted to try to be a starter. Like, you let him do it. But it's just not working, guys. And yes, he had a great start last time. It wasn't even great. He didn't even go 6. He was right there. But again, that was 1 out of 9 starts. And 6 of his 9 starts. So in what was it? 66% of his starts, he doesn't go 5. You have to go to the bullpen early. It just sets this chain of reaction that just backs you up. For you lose the game, and then your bullpen's on short rest for the next couple days. It's just
it affects you for multiple days.
I don't know why they keep doing this.
I don't either.
You've given. I understand the guy wanted to try to be a starter. Like I think you've done well by him at this point. You've given him some run. Like it's over. Like let's end it.
Right. We've done our due diligence here. We see this is not going to work. Pull a plug.
Yeah. I mean, I think he has to even see it. Like he has to know it's not working. It's like you said, he started giving up hits early, and they weren't home runs. They weren't. He did give up a solo home run, but it wasn't like early. But he was just getting hit early. You just knew he wasn't going to go. He wasn't. It was going to take a lot for him to even get the 4, and he didn't get there.
Right, and that's the thing with guys like Mlodzinski being starters here. When he has nothing he can go to just like throw the ball over the plate, and in his case, he's a slider heavy guy. Like he's going to throw a lot of sliders to get out of things. He doesn't always have command of that slider. He's not one of them like one of the, guys with a really good pitch that can always lean on it. He's just kind of above average in a couple of things. He couldn't go to anything. And the problem with him is a guy like him, whenever he's struggling in the first inning, it's not like a Mitch Keller that can turn it around and still give you 5 innings.
Right.
He's going to give you 3, maybe 3 1/3
Right.
like he did tonight. And that's it. You're not getting anything out of it. He can't turn that outing around.
And by this point, a month and a half into the season, like he's been stretched out. Like it's just, he's not going to get you those. Like you said, even when Keller doesn't have it, Kettle, you know that Keller most of the times will settle down and get you 5-6 innings.
Right.
It's just, yeah, Mlodzinski isn't that. And somebody here's, Dave White says here, did they promise him a year, a half a year to try to be a starter? I don't know what they promised him, but like, I mean, at this point, you have better pitchers. You have actual starting pitchers in the minors. And I don't know, man, like it's part of me, like they're so stubborn. Like I almost expect them in like 2 weeks, because who knows when Bubba comes up. But like, let's say I almost expect them to like bring Bubba up and then like move Falter or something to like to pitch after Mlodzinski or something, or like something like they just won't do the smart thing, like the most obvious thing. So I don't know, like like somebody, Mlodzinski wouldn't be a starter on any other team. Yeah, like
in all reality, what they'll do, they'll just have Mlodzinski move into the opener role for Falter.
Right. Which, I mean, that would be better off than what they're doing now.
I don't want to watch openers.
I know you, like, it's not ideal, and it's not what I want either. But like him at least pitching just 1 or 2 innings to start the game would be more effective than what you've been doing with him. Because like clearly he struggles. 6 out of 9 starts, he doesn't go 5. So like, it's just you're not that guy, pal. You know what I mean?
No, you're not that guy. Oh man. I guess back to the game here. Aside from that, like the bullpen was fine after Wentz got out of it. Ferguson gets through an inning. Tanner Rainey looked good. Shugart looked fine, I guess. He walked some guys, but they were able to control it. Really, the game just slowed down and nothing happened after.
Yeah. It's kind of like that. Phillies got the early lead. They're up 5-0, and then you just kind of they're just kind of going through the at-bats, getting through the game. Like Pirates aren't going to score 6 runs, so we're good. But yeah, like you said, Ferguson pitched well, which was good because Ferguson's kind of been shaky last couple outings. Tanner Rainey's been shaky. So like you get into this bullpen, especially when Wentz came in and started giving up runs, you're thinking, oh God, like this could be a real ugly game. But hey, Ferguson, Rainey, Shugart pitched pretty well. They kept it manageable to where it was 5-0, and you got Joe Block in the 9th inning saying, "Oh, the Pirates have life" after Reynolds homers, and it's like they don't have life, Joe. Like they haven't scored 6 runs in a month almost. They don't have life. There's no life here. So
no, there's. I mean, like at some point, you could hear it in jest, but because even Bob walks like a walk-off from Adam Frazier, and Adam Frazier has provided the most lifeless at-bats and weakest at-bats I think I've ever seen for the last month and a half.
Yeah,
they are just it looks like a slow pitch softball about half the time.
Like I love Adam Frazier. We had the bit, Donardo and I back in the day with I Can Hit David. I love Frazier, but he wouldn't be starting on any other team in the majors. Like it's just it's over. And he's played like nice defense at second. Like he's played very, very well out there. But like you said, the at bats are just weak grounder. I mean, there's no punch. There's nothing there. Like it's bad. So yeah. I don't know, man. It's brutal. Oh, I have another stat on the offense. If you want me to
throw me a stat here.
All right. So 46 games they've played. They have scored 2 runs or less in 18 of the 46 games. That is 39%. So nearly 40% of their games, this offense has scored 2 or less runs. We know they've been shut out 7 times. I mean, it's at this point, these stats almost seem made up. They're real. It's unreal. It's unreal how bad that they constructed this. And I don't know. I don't know if somewhere in Ben's 1,000 simulations or 10,000 simulations, there was a good offense in there, but this ain't it.
No, it's not. And like you said, it's what, 22 straight games under
four or under, yeah.
Runs, and I think the MLB record's 26.
Oh, we're heading right.
We are well on our way to that record that I never knew existed until recently.
We're finding a bunch of new records that we didn't know existed.
So let's go ahead and put that one on the books.
Yes.
But next, you want to talk about next week?
Paul Skeens Day.
Yeah, tomorrow's Paul Skeens Day, and then a week from today,
yes,
is our tailgate. Still time to RSVP to that. The link is in the bio here. We're going to be with you all day long. Just stay tuned. There's a lot of information about it that I don't even know what all we're doing, Ryan. You might know more than me anymore.
Well, hey, Primanti's is, as long as you RSVP, so we know, it's free. So as long as you RSVP, we'll know how much food. It's Primanti's is catering it. Hey, we haven't been able to give out too many sandwiches this year, but we're going to give them out at this tailgate. So make sure you RSVP. We'll have, Primanti's will be tailgating that like they did last year. It's a 4:05 game against the Brewers. There's been some talk that the game lines up with Bubba Chandler's starts. So
that would be
cool.
We'll
see if we actually make a move and call them up. Yeah. Mark here says the Pirates are favored tomorrow. Kind of one of my strategies in MLB betting this year has been to bet against the Pirates on Paul Skeens Day, because you usually get a good number for the opponent, and Lord knows our offense stinks. So I may have to look at the Phillies again tomorrow, but go Buccos. But yeah, Saturday we'll all be there for the tailgate. So come out and join us. It'll be a good time.
So your thought tomorrow is to bet on Mick Abel in his major league debut against Paul Skeens.
Oh, 100%. Because a pitcher that the Pirates haven't seen before, he's gonna 6 shutout innings, like no doubt.
All right, make sure to use Bet Online for that.
That's right.
The world's most trusted betting platform.
That's right.
All right, Ryan, you got anything else for these beautiful people?
No, apologies again. No sandwiches today, but like you said, maybe tomorrow or this homestand coming up, we'll get some sandwiches. But I guarantee next Saturday, if you RSVP, you'll get a sandwich. So
yep, we'll give out
win or lose.
We're going to give out far more sandwiches next week than we will probably the rest of the year.
We'll give out. Yeah, you're right. We'll probably give out more than we are the whole year, and we doubled them up this year too, and it's crazy.
Right, and we've still given out far less than we did last year.
Yep.
But hey, maybe one day. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm Tyler. With me today was Ryan. Be back with us tomorrow for the Paul Skeens start. Maybe we'll be giving away sandwiches. Ryan doesn't think so. Yep. You know what?
Bernardo and I will be on the post game too. So.
Oh, you got back-to-back days.
Yep.
All right, well, tune into Ryan and the Dar tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Peace.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.